Hi there, it's me, Chris Colley. I am in the rubber room. It is noon on Wednesday, and that means it is time for a live at lunchtime. I'm going to check and make sure I'm in the right spot. You guys can see me, and I am. Let's see if I can get rid of that glare. I'm not sure which one of these lights it's coming from, but got lots of lights on so you guys can see me, so there's lots of places that light could be coming from. All right, I am going to go ahead and get started because we have a lot to do today. This is my regular time to share a little bit of creativity with you, and I try to only keep you for a half an hour, so if you are at work enjoying me in your lunch hour, you can still enjoy your lunch. If you are here joining me, please let me know. I would love to see a little comment from you. And if you want to share this video, I would appreciate that. I love all the shares because I love spreading my creative ideas around. There are some things happening in the rubber room this month. I can't believe it's March already, but a very super exciting thing is happening. This Saturday, March 11th, is my 20-year stamp anniversary. I have been with the Stampin' Up! For 20 years on Saturday. I did take a little break when I decided to stop doing my Stampin' Up! As a hobby and start doing it as a business and trying to earn some extra income with it. So I did have a little bit of a break in there, but it has been 20 years and I am super excited about it. It would not, of course, have been possible without all of you, my amazing customers who have also become my friends, my amazing downline and team who have also become friends, and of course the whole Stampin' Up! Community. It is a group of women that have truly changed my life, and I am extremely grateful for all of them. And I don't know what I would do without you guys. So I am going to celebrate you with a little bit of a present. When you use my host code before midnight on Saturday and place a minimum $40 order, I am going to send you a goodie bag with $20 worth of a product in it. I'm so excited to share free product with you guys. I cannot wait. A big shout out, thank you to Nanette Colling and to Kathy Hodges, who both have already placed orders and are helping me to celebrate. Some other things going on are Saturday at 10 o'clock, we're going to be doing our Demo Diva shoebox swap. That is a swap that takes place in the rubber room and happens once a quarter. I am offering a class this month featuring the blending brushes. Each month I offer a tools class, if you will. One month I did the Stamparatus. This month I did some chalks. We're going to do some watercolors and some blending brushes. And this month we're going to do total blending brushes. It's going to be a blending brush bonanza, if you will. We're going to learn some different blending techniques, some thumping, some different ways to add color using our blending brushes. And the cost of that class is $40. You will get a goodie bag that has $30 in product in it. You do have to RSVP by March 12th. You can send me a email message or leave a comment after this post, and I will get back with you and let you know how you can pay and that you are added to my list. I'm going to offer this class twice. It's going to be on March 21st from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and then it will be on March 31st from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So you have two options of when you can join me for that class. March 26th is our Paper Pumpkin Party. We do that each month on Zoom. It's the last Sunday of each month at 7 o'clock. You just bring a kit to work on and we craft together. Our Creativity Club is my monthly club. It meets on the last Monday of every month at 7 o'clock. We get together on Zoom and put our monthly cards together. This is a subscription club. It costs $30 a month. And if you need it mailed to you, it is $39 a month. That is automatically charged to your credit card on the first of the month. And your club fee includes card kits for 8 cards, 2 each of 4 different designs. You'll get a half a pack of DSP, a whole pack of an accessory, and a whole bolt of a ribbon. So we make some great cards, and it does include envelopes. I will send you a tutorial. We also have a Facebook group where we post our tutorials, and we have plenty of room for more people if you would like to join. Again, you can just leave me a comment below. On the 28th at 10 o'clock in the morning is our birthday club. This club meets for 6 months. April is our last meeting, and we make 8 cards and do 2 each of 4 different designs. Coming up on April 15th, I have a Stampapalooza that I'm hosting. April is the last month for our mini catalog. So I'm going to be featuring 5 different stamp sets in that mini catalog. We're going to make 2 cards with each of the stamp sets. It's $45 or $40 if you are a team member. You get a $20 goodie bag. We'll have table gifts, door prizes, raffle prizes, prize patrol, and lots of snacks. Also, in May, we're going to be starting a new In Color Club. Our new catalog will be coming out in April is pre-order month, so you'll get the new catalogs in May, and I can't wait to share them with you and to get our new In Color Club up and running. Hi, Monica. Hi, Kay. Thanks for stopping in, ladies. I'm glad that you're here with me. We're going to go ahead. I think that's all of the announcements that I had to make, my little housekeeping going on. The Irresistible Blooms. This is a stamp set that is an online exclusive. Online exclusives are happening right now. And the only way you can find them is online. I am expecting my order to come today with the rest of the goodies that I ordered. So tomorrow I'm going to be popping on and doing a little unboxing or sharing some of them with you. So that will be exciting. But the only way to be able to see the online offerings are online. They won't be in any upcoming catalogs. And we will have new online exclusives being offered every quarter, so about every 3 months or so. Today we're going to work with Irresistible Blooms, which, oh, gorgeous, gorgeous flowers, you guys. I love flowers, but this background stamp here is really cool too. I like that. And then if you want to, you can purchase the bundle also. So you can purchase just the dies, or you can purchase just the stamps, or you can purchase them together and save 10% when you do that. This one has some really interesting dies that are something that we haven't seen before in our catalog, so those are going to be kind of fun. And then these dies will coordinate with some matching designer series paper that they have, and they also coordinate with these stamps. So we are going to get started with a little bit of watercoloring. So let me get my goodies here. I am going to start off by I was going to stamp that in my Memento ink, but I'm not. I'm going to grab some StazOn, because we're going to actually watercolor with it. Okay, so if you're going to be watercoloring, you do need to use StazOn. You cannot watercolor with our, that line came out of nowhere, our Tuxedo Black ink. You can't watercolor with that because it will bleed when you put water on it. So I have my Stamparatus all set up. This is my stencil, and I always put my stencils up here in the corner because it's easier for me to remember where they go when I do that. And I'm just going to set my flower on there, inside it. I love using my Stamparatus because I can get perfect placement with it. And this one it was particularly important for because I did this for a class, and so I wanted everybody in the class to be able to get their flower stamped perfectly. One important thing to remember when you're using your StazOn, there is this plastic cover that's on the top of it, and you do have to take that off. So I am just going to ink my stamp up. And I do have just my ink pad sitting over here. That's going to give it a little bit more stability when I'm going to ink it. And I can tell I missed the whole inside there. Okay. And I'm going to stamp it on my script paper so I know exactly where it's going to go. Yeah, and I'm just going to give it a little press down. Okay, so I can see I want it a little more up towards the top. See this big edge there? I don't like that. So I'm going to just push it up a tad bit more. And then put my magnets down. And I have some washi tape on the sides there. And that is just so that my paper doesn't come off. And your StazOn ink is a little bit sticky. So let's see. Oh, I like that placement a little bit better. I'm just going to pull it just a hair more. Okay, I think that's going to get me where I want to go. So I'm going to take, I've already cut out my image and I've used some sparkle paper with it. So I'm just going to place my image right inside my stencil. Okay, and then I'm going to come back and ink my stamp up one more time. And stamp right on my flower. And there we go. Okay, so I'm going to get my Stamparatus out of the way here. And I'm just going to let that dry for a minute. I have another little piece of paper here that I'm going to bring it in, and I am just going to stamp the hello sentiment right on there. Set that aside. And I'm going to get rid of my StazOn ink here. I'm going to bring in this little piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to stamp some leaves. I'm using pear pizzazz for my leaves. Sounds like maybe my computer's updating. And I have there like two different sets of leaves. One has 2 leaves on it, and one has 3. So I'm going to stamp both of them. And I'm going to come in with my water brush. Your water brushes come in 3 different sizes. So this is kind of the fine one. And the other one is a little bit bigger, and then you have a really big wash one that you can use. So I'm just going to make sure I'm getting some water out of it. And they have some little tabs here that say push, and I'm just pushing those until I get some water. And then what I'm going to do is come in and just watercolor my image. And this is called no line watercoloring. And it's just going to kind of blend those colors together. And it dulls the lines out, thus the name No Line Watercoloring. Okay, so you can see the difference in this leaf and this one. So it kind of gives it more of a, I like to think it's a little more of a playful look. a softer look. And I'm going to go ahead and do that to these leaves also. And it just gives you another option of adding some color or helping to mute some color and make that color a little bit softer. A little more kind of pastel, if you will. And you can add as much water or as little water to that image as you want. You can go really far out of the line, or you can stay somewhat in the lines, depending on what you're going to use it for. And I'm going to color the flower with some watercolor pencils. So they tend to be a little bit lighter in color. So I'm going to leave this kind of a light shade. And you can go back and squeeze as much water out of this water brush or aqua brush as you want. And go back in and make it, every time you go in with more water, it's going to make it a little bit lighter. Okay, so I'm just going to move those colors around. And I squeezed it onto my hand, so I'm just using my hand to get up more water. Okay, there we go. And then I'm just going to get the color off my brush onto my scrap paper there. And I'm going to bring in my little blue boho mini machine. I love this machine. I hope that you guys got the opportunity to join and are enjoying this machine also. It is not only beautiful, but it is extremely functional too, which is what we like. Okay, so I'm going to bring these dies back in. And I'm going to get the two out right here. These two, and those are going to go right over the leaves that I just watercolored. Okay, so I'm going to bring those in. I've got my machine opened up. I think you can see. I'm going to stack these on top of here. You can use a little Post-it note. You can use some washi tape. Whatever you have that's going to stick these dies perfectly on top of that stamped image. I might have stamped them a bit close to get them both cut in one run, but let's see. I'm just going to line up my image there right over top. And I did put these too close, so I'm going to have to run it through twice, but that's okay. No worries, it goes through easy. So you're going to make these, you're going to make your sandwich with kind of a beveled look to it. Or think of it like a capital E, right? Oh, that fell. So you want them stacked like this. So you have your white flat plate, and then a clear plate, and then your clear plate on top. Can you see how it looks kind of like a little capital E there? So you just want to make sure they're a little bit beveled, and all three of them are not going to go into your machine at the same time. Okay, so we're going to stick those in, and I'm going to put my hand right on top here. Let me get it started. And then I'm just going to put my hand right on top and give it a little more stability. This works in your big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine also. It will work in your white mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You don't have to use this particular machine to make it work and look beautiful. Look how perfect that was. I love it when it comes out like that, right? Okay, I'm going to take that one off, and I'm going to put the other one right on there. Got a little bit of residue on there from something that was on my plate. So I'm going to take a minute and wash my plate off. There we go. That one's going to go on there. I'm going to put the sticky part on there. Let's see what I had on here. Okay. And I'm going to put that back on top and get it started. And then hold on to the top. There we go. It gives the table a little wiggle, doesn't it? That's gonna go there. The plate's over there. Okay. I think I'm ready to start again. Okay, we have our little... Oh, we forgot to watercolor this. Wow, Chris, come on. Okay, so I have Melon Mambo, Flirty Flamingo, and Daffodil Delight watercolor pencils. I love our watercolor pencils. And you can get them. They have 2 different sets of them. So you can do either set. I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow in here. And you can do any color you want. I'm going to use some Designer Series paper that's kind of a coral color. So I'm going to color with my Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to go back in with my water brush and smooth all of this color in. So you'll get to see a couple little ways to use your water pencils. And I did have a color class that I did last month, and we added some color with pastels and with blending brushes and with the pencils. It was just kind of a really quick introduction to all of the coloring tools that we have. So I will be going back this month. I'm doing my blending brush class, which will be more in depth than what we did at the color class. And next month we'll be doing a watercolor wonder class. So you'll get a little more in-depth look at that. Okay, so this kind of looks like a scribbly mess, right? Looks like maybe Dorothy colored this. That is my 6-year-old niece. She turned 6 yesterday. I can hardly believe it. But we are going to take our watercolor brush, and again, I'm just going to squeeze out some water onto my hand. For this, I think the more water you have, the better it is. But I'm going to start in the middle with that yellow and just kind of blend it out. I'm going to pick up a little more water off my hands and go through. You don't have to use your hand. You can actually use a tissue. You can use a plate that has some plastic coating on it so that the water doesn't soak into it. What you want to do is just kind of make a little bit of a palette out of your watercolor, your brush. So you have just kind of like a little pool of water that you're squeezing out, and you can pick back up. You can always just add more water by squeezing it if you want to. Okay, now I want to add a little bit more shading. I want it to have some places that really just kind of like pop for me. So I'm going to bring in my little Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to take my wet water brush and just pick up some color right off the top of that brush. And I'm just going to add it around there. I'm going to hang on to it and you can see it really brightens it up. Okay, you can see where it's a little more muted here, and then where I added it from my pencil, it just kind of pops it a little bit. And I intentionally didn't use the Melon Mambo because that was too much of a pop for me. I just wanted a little bit. And I'm going to actually come in with some more Daffodil Delight because the paper I'm using has a coral tone to it. So it has kind of that really soft corally look. And so I'm just going to kind of wash some of this around and blend it together so it has a little bit more of an orange feel to it. I want to keep the pink, but I just want to add a little bit more of the yellow so it has a little softer kind of orangey look to it. And that's going to kind of blend it in with my paper just a little bit more. Okay, and this is very, very forgiving. Like I said, you can add more, you can add less, you can add it like this, or you can take the color off your hand. I'm sure that's not something you want everybody in your class to be doing. But if you're at home following me along, it's fine to do with your own supplies. I know the water brushes were one of the things, the products that the people that took my class got. So everybody had their own water brush when they came, and they also got their own packet of watercolor crayons, so watercolor pencils. So that worked out very well for them. Okay, so this is one of the dies that was in the Irresistible Blooms bundle. How cool is that? You can use this just like this, which would be absolutely gorgeous on this piece of paper. In fact, I might use it just like that. I cut out the circle, and the circle fits just right in the middle of there. Let's see how this looks. I might be tempted to swap my card style up a little bit, because you don't want to do exactly the same thing with every card, right? And I never, oh gosh, I could even do this on the other side. Look how beautiful that side is. That side's the one where the dies match the flowers. But I could do it like this. What do you say, you guys? I think I'm going to. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to take my card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5. It's the extra thick basic white. It's scored at 4 1/4 inches on the 8.5 inch side. I'm just going to add some regular Stampin' Seal. I am just loving my little tray here that has all of my supplies in it. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the front of my card. I feel so much more organized and like I'm not really all over the place. But then look at what I did. I can't even get that on there. Even close to straight. So let's pick that up. Do-over. Okay, that is much better. That do-over was awesome. All right, so I'm going to put my circle down first, and I just used my layering circles dies for that. Just gonna get it in the middle of my card. I'm gonna put that over here so my little, there we go. And then I'm gonna take this piece and I'm gonna put some adhesive on my edges. And I think I'm going to add some green glue. Okay. Green glue is not usually my friendly adhesive to go to. So let's see, you guys. Cross your fingers. Let's hope that this day my green glue wants to cooperate with me. So I'm just putting a little dab like right in the middle of these circles. There we go. Thank you, green glue, and everybody who said a prayer for me. It worked out very well. Okay, and then I'm just gonna, let's get this. Here. Okay. And I'm okay with not having this circle right in the middle of that one. I am okay with it looking like that. Perfectly okay with it. So I'm going to, now my leaves got a little bit of a curve to them. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they got this really nice kind of uplifted curve from being wet. So I'm just going to put my Stampin' Seal at the bottom of them, so they can still kind of lift up and be curly like that, okay? In this, I'm going to put my flowers up on dimensionals, and I'm going to, I trimmed a little close down here, so I'm just going to go in really quickly and cut off a little bit of that sparkly paper. And I'm sure it was just fine the other way. I just I'm wrapped a little tight on some days. Some days I'm a little better than others, but today happens to be a really tightly wrapped day where I need just a little bit extra of that cut off. And it is a really super easy, quick trim job. So there we go. And I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. Okay. So I think I'm going to go a little bit this way with this. Let me see if I have some dimensionals right there where I needed them. Woohoo! Okay. I'm not going to go too close to the edges on this one because I do want to slip that other leaf right under the edge there. So let's pop off these dimensionals. And I'm going to go, I think I'm actually going to go like this. This is really different than my other card. So we're winging it. And then I'm going to do a little bit of adhesive right here and do that one off, I think over in here. I think I'm going to keep them kind of overlapped like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take my hello and I am going to pop it up in here. I might actually even like it popped up. I think I'm going to go right in there with it. Just a little bit over top of my card. And then I have some of this white thread, and I have white thread. It's white ribbon, and what I did was I just cut it in half lengthwise, okay? And I'm just peeling some of the fuzzies off it. And I'm going to put a little glue dot right in there. I'm going to do that with my paper snips. And you can also use your take your pick tool if you want. So I'm just going to grab a little glue dot right on the edge of my paper snips and put it right there. And then I'm just going to take my ribbon, give it one more cleaning, and I'm going to put that right on top of my glue dot. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this other piece. So instead of giving you a bow, a nice fun bow, this is going to give you kind of a more like a balloon stream sort of look on the bottom of it. Okay? And I don't know what I did with my dots. I was going to add some dots there, but I'll find them and add them on there. This one came with some gems, and they have since sold out. So I'll find some other pretty gems to put on this one and share it with you. And this is the one that we did in class. So these were the gems that we used in class. So you can see the difference, okay, when you use that whole piece or when you trim that piece out. Now for this one, I just trimmed around those outside edges and popped this piece right out of that piece of paper. So you really will have two nice images that you can use when you do that. Okay, let me check up my comments here. Hi, Kristen. I'm glad that you're here with us. And Debbie, I'm glad you're here. I hope you have your kit out and you're putting your cards together. I'm going to take just a minute to put my things back so that when I get to my next card, I am not looking all over for stuff, okay? Sometimes I'm my own worst enemy there. Okay, so this one, we're going to use these great mini brushes. And I love Stampin' Up! Blending brushes. So now they have these little mini ones. Aren't they adorable? I think they are so cute. So we're going to do a little blending, and these are the same brushes that we'll be using in our class this month, and you can come to class on the 21st or the 31st. I think those are my dates. So we're going to be focusing on these gorgeous blending brushes and our older ones, the ones we had before this. So I'm missing a piece of white for my background here. That's what I get for getting myself all ready, huh? I will grab this one and we'll be okay. All right, so we're gonna, again, use the 8.5 by 5.5 piece of thick Whisper White cardstock. And I'm gonna be using Pale Papaya, Soft Sea Foam, and Flirty Flamingo with my blending brushes. So I'm just gonna start by folding and burnishing it. It's scored at 4 1/4 inches on my 8.5 inch side, okay? And then I'm gonna come in, and I have done this die cut. Isn't that cool? I absolutely think that that is such a great way to add some texture and a little bit of fun to your card, right? So again, my green glue. We're starting to get more friendly, I think. I'm just gonna dab a little bit of my green glue on these bigger spots on the die cut. Maybe if I were not quite so clumsy, if I were like a really neat crafter, I might be a little friendlier with this green glue. And I should not keep bad-mouthing it, because it is becoming a little easier for me to work with. Like, this is 2 times in this video that I've used this, which is really something, because sometimes if I use it 2 times in a month, that's like going somewhere, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put this on right across. Oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna put this on this piece. I was wondering why it was a little bit short there. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on this piece. And this is going to go on our card base. Okay. And we're going to pull this one up. And you can make these go, you can keep them attached even if you want to the ends of the cardstock piece. But I just trimmed mine. Okay, so they're going to go on your card like this. Isn't that kind of fun? I like it. Okay, and then I'm just going to bring my little paper snips in. Every time I use these, I think about Arlena and how sweet she was to give me that little scissor charm. It truly is those little things, you guys, that just let us know you care and you're thinking about us, and they kind of make you feel special. I feel special every time I pick these snips up, that Arlena is a part of my life. And she, of course, wouldn't be if it weren't for Stampin' Up. Just like Monica, who is here, and Kay, all you guys that are watching me, Debbie, whether you're part of my team or just part of Stampin' Up, we are dear friends, and you make me feel special. Okay, so I'm going to put this over here for right now, and we're going to come in. I have embossed some images in white on my white cardstock. So we're just going to come in and color them with our blending brushes, okay? And, oh gosh, look at this one. It has glitter all over it. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to leave these just like this, because it will be easier to work with them that way. And I'm going to actually not start with the green. Well, I'll start with the green, but I have to grab my brush. I got 2 of them, but missed this green one. So I'm just going to give it 3 quick taps, start over here and just kind of get a little bit of it off, and then I am going to brush it right on my cardstock. And I'm going to go right over top of the embossed image. Okay, and you can see where I tapped it there. So that's usually why I tap it here and go off. But I'm going to cut this out, so it's not going to matter that it's all kind of one great big glump there. Okay, so we're just going to keep going until you get the kind of shade that you want. I think I'm going to go with a lighter shade flower, so that might be as light or as dark as I want it to go. Now, when I say embossed resist, what I mean is where this image is embossed, it's going to resist the color. So you can see, I'm just going to grab a little towel. You can use a towel, you can use a Kleenex, whatever you have handy. And I'm going to wipe the color off where it was white. So you can see it's got color all the way around it, but not on the white part, okay? And then I'm going to come in. These were some of the samples that we were doing in class when I was showing them how to use this little mini brush. And it does, this mini helps you to get into some really smaller spaces than you can get in with the big ones. So I was able to emboss all of these images right on one sheet of paper closer together. Okay, and I'm going to go back and give this one just one more hit of color. Okay. And then to clean these, I use just regular soap and water, but you can give them a little, you can use alcohol on them if you want. You can use soap on them. You can use your Stampin' Mist cleaner on it. Really, you can do lots of different things. And I just kind of dedicate mine to a particular color group. Like this one's going to be reds and pinks. This one's going to be yellows. This one obviously is green. So I don't worry too much about getting my ink combined with other inks. So I'm going to do a little bit of pale papaya. We'll put this one in this big flower here. We're going to put these aside so I can cut them out. So I'm just going to tap it in my pale papaya. And again, I'm going to go right here on this piece of paper and just kind of give it some color. I don't have anything else on this one that I'm going to... Okay, and I think I'm going to add just a little bit darker in here. And then I'm going to come in with my Flirty Flamingo. Okay. And I'm going to use that to just kind of add a little bit of soft kind of texture to it. Okay, so that's just going to kind of soften it up all the way around. And blending those colors together, I think those are like my favorite colors to kind of blend together. And you can go as dark or as light as you want. There's no like police that are going to come around and tell you that that image is way too dark or way too light. Okay, and then I think I'm going to do, this one had some yellow in the middle of it. So I think I'm going to come in with some pale papaya right around the edges. So you can kind of get a pale papaya and a soft yellow look to it. That'll give you just a little bit more of an idea of what those colors look like blended together. Okay, and I'm going to add just a tad. I'm not even going to re-ink this Flirty Flamingo one. I'm just going to go in with the color that's already on it and add some. Okay, there we go. So I am going to also bring in my words. I'm going to use Hello Friend on this one. So I've embossed them on a piece of basic black cardstock. And then I'm going to just give them a fancy cut. I forgot to close my ink pad here. That would not be good, would it? So I'm just going to give them a really quick fancy cut around here. Are you guys all excited about the new color refresh? I'm so excited to have some new in colors coming back. I love Pretty in Peacock, so that one is going to be really a fun one to have back. And that's one that also coordinates with the Designer Series paper in this beautiful pack of paper that is in the Irresistible Blooms Sweet. It is so pretty. And it does, I think, Flirty Flamingo and Coral and Pretty in Peacock. It just has some really amazing color combinations. And like I said, I will be going on to do an online exclusive only video. I just was kind of waiting until all of my goodies got here. And they should be here today. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to share them all with you. Okay, so I have hello, and I'm going to do friend also. I mean, who wouldn't want to get a beautiful card like this with all these gorgeous colors blended together that says hello friend? Do you guys send your cards? Every year I usually do send 40 of them during Lent. My husband is Catholic, so he always gives up something for Lent. And since he's giving up something, I just add something and send out 40 cards for each 40 days of Lent. So that's always a fun thing to do. Sometimes I need to challenge myself to send my cards. I get like really good at sending them, and then for some reason I don't send them for a week, and I need some happy reminders, right? Okay, so I have hello friend, and I also have some of these little leaves that I die cut beforehand, and I'm going to kind of just like cut these down a little bit so they can go through the machine. I don't think I left enough space when I was doing them to put them all through the machine, so let's do this. Okay, so let's bring our cute little mini back in. And in addition to our leaves, I am going to need the flowers. So I have these two flowers here. These are some other cool leaves you can cut out that will leave holes in them. They're really, some of the dies in this set are just, they're just too fun, right? Okay, so let's get some things going here. I have my big flower, and I am going to cut that out. Now, if you don't have these dies and just want to get just the flowers, that's okay. It's these are, like you saw, the fussy cut is pretty easy with these, so no worries if that's what you have to do. Girl's got to do what she's got to do sometimes, right? And I know that this is kind of a great way to do it when everything coordinates like that. I am a big fan of coordination because that just saves me so much time. Not really decisive sometimes. You guys, I'm sure, have noticed that. So having everything match makes my life really, really easy. Okay, so we got them on here with some little Post-it notes. I'm going to grab the top of this. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Aren't those flowers beautiful? Oh my gosh, look at all that gorgeous color in there, you guys. I think that is so pretty. Okay, and where's our leaves? Let's get our leaves on here. Where are they? Get the dies. And we'll reuse our Post-it notes here. Okay. My battery is going on my iPad here. All right. It's a good thing we're almost done. I haven't even looked at the clock to see if I'm keeping you guys over or not, but hopefully I'm not, because I know you need some lunch. You need that sustenance to keep you going. This one just flipped completely off. Okay. It really is much easier. Sometimes I can make it look really, really hard. And this one too. Okay, I'm going without the Post-it notes, you guys. Going rogue here. If you can't make the Post-it note works, let's just try freehand, right? Okay. I'm being a little bit anal about this. Okay, I'm going with it. I'm gonna go with it. Keep my fingers crossed. There we go. Okay, we'll get this out of the way. Oh, they turned out pretty good for winging it, right? No Post-it note, no problem. Okay, now I'm going to just make sure these are, okay, this one I may go in with. I lost the rest of my card, you guys. I had it all taped together over here, moved it to the other side. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my trusty foam adhesive strips. Okay. Hi, Sue. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you like it. Okay, I'm going to take my foam adhesive strip and I am going to pop up this whole piece. For those of you guys that are new, these are like dimensionals that are strips. We have many dimensionals. We have foam adhesive strips. We have foam adhesive sheets where you get like a whole piece. I'm going to put these in the middle. This kind of makes it so it's really sturdy on the edges also. The other one is the, let me see if I have some here. I do. They're foam adhesive sheets. So they come in a sheet just this size and they're solid. And I cut mine up and use them just like I would my other dimensionals, only for things that are like squares or rectangles, that sort of thing. So let's get these going here. There we go. And one across here. And again, I'm going to use this little piece that's kind of left over and just put it in there. Okay. And they are, like I said, just like our Stampin' Dimensionals. So they have that piece that peels off on the back. So they're sticky on both sides. There we go. And I'm going to stand up to get this right in the middle here. Got a little, those are just kind of flapping there. So I'm going to go in with my green glue and just put a little of it right at the edge, right on the very edge of my card. Hold it down for a minute. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And I actually am going to put these guys on dimensionals. So, oh, this keeps pinging me, telling me the battery is going. So I think I'll just let my battery go and I can catch up with you guys when I get to my laptop. And I'm just going to put a little piece behind here. And it's kind of perfect for that, right? Okay, so let's go. We're going to start assembling now. And I think because I put this up on dimensionals, in the words on dimensionals, that I'm going to put everything else down flat. So I'm going to come in with my Stamp and Seal. And I'm going to put adhesive on all of these guys. And those little green leaves, I am going to use my green glue with. You can, and next time I do that, I will actually use some of our adhesive sheets so that when I cut them out, there is already adhesive on the back of them, and I can just peel it off and use it. And that's going to be the easiest way for you to do this. But for now, since I didn't do that when I made them, I'm just going to use a little bit of green glue on there. See how I managed to get it stuck to everything? Okay, so I'm going to go kind of this way and this way and that way. Actually turn that. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go little flower first. And I'm going to put it about there. And then my big flower, I don't know, that's, oh my goodness. Here we go. I'm going to go like that, I think. And big leaves up here. And little ones in here. Okay, so that's how I want it to go down. So I'm going to go like that. And put that under there. Okay, I'm okay with that. And then I'm going to do hello here. And friend in here. Okay, how's that, you guys? Let's see, did I take you over time? Oh my gosh, it's 1 o'clock already. That can't be. I could not have been on here for an hour with you guys. But I'm so glad that you hung in there with me. Easy being green. It sure is not, Debbie, especially for me. But I am going to love this very soon. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. Like I said, there's a lot going on. And I'll be back tomorrow or Friday with our exclusives, our online exclusives. So again, this is the Irresistible Blooms, which is an online exclusive. A little bit of watercolor action And then some of those beautiful gems. When they come back in, you guys need to hop on them because those are gorgeous. And I love how vibrant and bright that one is. Let me just take a minute to share with you the one that I did for my class. Okay, so you can see the difference in the coloring. But I think they're both beautiful. I just kind of like this bright one a little bit better. So leave me a comment. Let me know which one you guys like better. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you again, hopefully tomorrow. Bye-bye.